Nick. Welcome back to this video, and let's talk about the partner visa. The first question we're gonna talk today is about what is a partner visa in Australia.
Thanks, George, for having me here today, and always a pleasure to join you guys.
Great to have you here.
What is a partner visa in Australia? That's a really good question, and um, we can answer that pretty quickly by basically saying there is really one type of visa which allows you to sponsor your partner so they can stay in Australia permanently. So we're talking about you're in a relationship with somebody, and the partner visa is designed is there so you can sponsor your partner to stay with you in Australia. So you obviously need to meet a few different criteria, but basically the partner visa is really just that, serves that purpose.
Okay, so mainly what you mean with the partner visa is when you meet someone here, when you meet your partner, you will have the chance or the opportunity, or there is a program in immigration for you to stay in Australia and become a permanent resident. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly right. So if you've met somebody, and say that you're from overseas and you've met an Australian person, um, then there are different ways that that person can sponsor you, so you can remain in Australia. So you obviously need to be in a relationship with this person. That's the obvious requirement. Um, but the visa is obviously there so that if you meet somebody in Australia, you can apply for that visa within Australia. If you meet somebody from outside of Australia and you're living overseas, well, you can also apply for a visa from overseas for a partner visa.
You're not gonna believe me, but this week I received a message on Facebook, and this is completely real. I can show it to you. And there was an Australian, and this is not just the migrants that are in Australia or the people that want to migrate to Australia. There's actually this guy. He said, "I'm an Australian born, but from Pakistan. Um, I want to probably, and this happens a lot, I believe, in Australia, um, that people coming from other cultures cannot find the true love or the proper love or the proper partner here." And the question went, hey, if I want to um, bring a partner, can I do it? Yeah. And obviously, based on your recommendations and the visas that are there for the people, I say, yes, there's a prospective marriage visa. Yeah. And we'll talk about that later. But then he said, I haven't met that person yet. I just want to know if I have the option. So there's options. Yeah. And there's a requirement. So this video is for those people that they might have a already a partner, or they're probably thinking about or have a girlfriend somewhere else, and they can actually have options to have them and be next to their loved ones.
And that's really important, knowing what your options are as an Australian or even somebody from overseas, and knowing that if you are with an Australian person, if you're dating somebody or you're in a relationship, or you're living with somebody and you may end up becoming their partner, you never know. You need to know what your options are. So let's maybe talk a little bit about the actual specifics of how many visas there are, and what are the basic requirements. So there's three different kinds of partner visas. They all work in a similar way, but there's a bit of a difference amongst them. The first one and the most common one is just the onshore partner visa. So you're within Australia and you can apply for that visa from within Australia. There's the offshore version of that visa, so you're outside of Australia. And then there's the one you mentioned, the prospective marriage visa, where there's somebody that you have met and you then intend on marrying that person, at some point to bring them to Australia. So
That's great, and that's all about what we do here in Visa Auto Migration Services, is to find or build a way for you to, let's say, migrate to Australia, or to at least show you what the options are. And once again, if you're listening or viewing this video, you have to subscribe to this channel, or follow us in our media, in our social media so that you can get more insights of what Nicolas is bringing us here, which is very valuable. And sometimes whether the information is there for you to read, it's easier when it's told by an expert, and that's what we have here. So today we leave you guys with all this information about the partner visa, and stay tuned, and we'll be talking about these further in different videos. Thanks, Nick.